Well, here's something interesting I found. This Tony Roman guy, whoever he is, I don't know if some of you guys are probably just like me and you may not know who he was at all until this. But first off, I want to let you know that this whole thing, them putting him up here and saying this stuff, could either be them just him, them psychopping people for some reason, because it comes from CNN, and CNN is just a bunch of bullcrap. I was gonna say fake news, but all of them are fake news and bullcrap, or bullshit to be more accurately, to be more accurate. The story goes, I'm gonna play the story. I'm gonna play the news clip from CNN after I get done with this talk. But there's this guy that has some kind of establishment, and he's putting up signs saying people that are not that don't have the jab and cannot come into his establishment, and people who do not wear the thing. You know what I'm talking about. We're back to talking about this again, guys. Which is so played out, but they're just doing this to keep all the anti people, this anti they're just doing this to keep people fighting with each other. And then Young Turks shill behind channel, which is amazing to me that these people can even have 5 million subscribers. It just shows me that there's way more than 5 million idiots on the planet Earth, because these people are just the biggest joke too. Just another sidetrack, wannabe alternative, whatever they want to call themselves. A bunch of bullcrap, like that whole thing that they set up with Alex Jones. Like they were fighting each other. Alex Jones got up in their face. Just a bunch of actors is what these clowns are on the world stage. Now, regardless of if this story is true or not, I want you to listen to it, because I want to make a point here. Well, and even though the guy who, I want to say all the right things before I play this, because the guy, Tony, who owns the establishment, if you ask me, he just sounds like he didn't really know how to make his point. Excuse me, dang, my voice is cracked. He didn't really know how to make his point, or he just was didn't care too much for the news anchor guy or the CNN guy, who was probably who was an idiot too. But so he kind of sounded, especially if you're pro VAC or VAX or whatever, he did kind of sound like a idiot, the guy who owns the establishment. But regardless of how he sounds, or if he couldn't get his point across, the point I want to make here is, how does it feel? He put up signs saying you can't come here and do this, so and so. To all you people who are trying to tell us things that violated the Constitution and things that we did not have to do before we enter establishments, how does that feel, Sheeple? How dare he? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to get into that character again. How dare somebody have an establishment and tell somebody what they can and cannot do with their bodies before they enter that establishment in America? Does that sound familiar to any of you hypocrites who thinks that we have to do things because you're too stupid to understand that we don't, and you're too retarded to understand that there is no law that says that we do, and that even if they tried to make some kind of law, it would still be null and void, because the Constitution overrides that law. So-called law. All you idiots thought there was a mandate. That's why I went out and did the audits. There was never one. Stop trying to tell people what the hell they have to do with themselves. You are nobody's mother. You are nobody's father. Well, I mean, you might have kids and stuff, but you are not everybody's mom and dad in America. You don't tell people what to do with their bodies. You don't tell people what to do with their establishments. You need to get the hell out of this country because you don't belong here. He tried to say he was, but that's the point I want to make, regardless of if this guy didn't get his point off too good. That's the point that I want to make. And if I was him, that's the point that I would have made. Now, now they're picketing in front of his establishment and doing riots or whatever. I mean, not riots, protests in front of his establishment. Supposedly, because this is all, again, could be just another little psyop. Because they're going to try everything. They're going to keep pushing the race thing. Instead of, they're going to show you all the stories involving race instead of, but they won't show you the stories where people in race came up and stuck up for each other, or people in races. That's why you only see that stuff on like random people's YouTube channels. Like if they see some racist person talking to a black person crazy because of the color of their skin, and you see like a white person stepping in and stuff like that. They don't like to blow all of those up on the news. But it's what I'm trying to tell you. These things happen. And this is how propaganda and mainstream media works. If you want the majority of the people to believe something, all you have to do is make a selection of stories of whatever point you're trying to prove and put them on every single day. It doesn't matter if you say, oh, could you, with the school, with all the SHOOTINGS and mass this and mass that and all that other stuff. It doesn't matter. They can pick all of those things out and say, oh, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. I bet you money that there are other places where a lot of these people were stopped by either concealed carries or concealed carry citizens and things like that. But they're not going to blow all that up because that's not pushing the agenda. And if you can't get that through your head yet, you're in full Riri mode. And that's why I talk to you like this, because that's the only way to get through to somebody who is that stupid. To not understand what they see playing out right in front of their eyes. It's so blatant what they're doing. And you people just don't get it. Oh, he's an anti-vaxxer because he put so out. No, he's not. He's pro-freedom. Or I don't know really what he was, but if it was me, I would say it's pro-freedom, pro-choice. You know all that hypocritical shit that you say? I always do your little chant whenever you want something to go your way and you don't want somebody to tell you what to do. Free speech, free choice. You want to tell everybody else what to do with their bodies, but let somebody come along and tell you what to do on your front lawn. And you're flipping a script. If they say it's to save everybody or whatever, you're going to flip a script, ain't you? You people are not doing this to save or to keep people safe. You're doing it, I'm going to tell you again, because you're that brainwashed, hypnotized, and petrified by the mainstream media news stories that you hear and see all the time. You're afraid of the boogeyman. Because you let science and all this other stuff tell you a bunch of bullshit. And it's got you petrified in your mind. So you want to make sure everybody does this, that, and third, because you think that if it does, your little boogeyman will go away. Because that's what you're being told. And that is what you don't understand. So stop coming out here trying to say you're doing it for everybody. You're trying to keep everybody, whatever. You're nothing but a liar. Either that or you're really that brainwashed. I believe some of you are good people and you really believe this stuff. And that's going to keep everybody SAFE or whatever. But I know the majority of people in this world, or I might not know this, but I truly believe it don't have anything to do with them keeping everybody SAFE. It's all about them being scared because they're too lazy, like the sheeple they are, to go research and read into these things and these so-called conspiracy theories that are all coming to light now, and you're seeing. Nothing's good. This crap is not. Where are all the people at that they're saying? By their accounts, the human species should be wiped off the face of the earth right now. Right? Go down to your local hospital. Go down to your local morgues. And stop being stupid. Open your eyes and look around you at the world. Turn off your television set. Stop listening to your radio. Or if you are going to do it, listen with somebody who has some common sense. Watch it like somebody who has some common sense and remembers the last thing they told you. Now check this bullcrap out in this anchor, and it's, it's CNN, so it's definitely bullcrap. Look at the agenda he's trying to push here.
Restaurant owner in California posted signs calling on customers to show proof that they have not gotten the vaccine. He's also banned diners from wearing masks inside and put up this massive billboard that says, "Leave the mask, take the cannoli." Of course, it has to be an Italian guy, and he's using the Godfather. Anyway, Tony Roman is the owner of Basilico's Pasta e Vino, and he joins me now from inside his restaurant. Welcome.
Man, you said the name perfectly. You said it perfectly. Good job. Now I know you're Italian.
It's because I speak the language. Let me guess, you don't. But here's what I'm asking you. Tony.
I love it.
Is this a little bit of a joke? Can you give me some hope that you really don't want people to not get vaccinated so they can come to your restaurant?
That's a good question. You're a smart guy. It's an IQ test. And like I say to people when they ask me, if they're so blinded with their rage and their hate, I tell them, you know what, if you still don't understand it, maybe we should put up a sign up that says you're too stupid to come into the restaurant. I mean, it's very simple. Just like you said, I think you figured it out. Am I right?
I don't even know what you're saying right now. Tell me, so what's the deal?
I'm saying we're making a point.
And so
you answered the question.
So you haven't been vaccinated. Nobody in your family's been vaccinated.
If I answer that, are you going to answer that when I ask you?
Yeah, sure. Ask me whatever you want. Now answer my question.
I'm not vaccinated. Are you?
I am. How about your parents, your wife, your kids?
You were hesitant.
No, I got vaccinated.
I'm gonna ask you the same. I'm gonna ask you the same thing. Is that all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is your family vaccinated?
Yes.
See, what you're not getting, you're failing the IQ test. What you're not getting, which I expected, what you're not getting is that this is not an anti-vaccine stand. It's a pro-freedom stand. That's what you're not getting.
What is the difference when you are ignoring the science that suggests that if you get vaccinated, you protect yourself, you protect the people around you, and you help us get out of this pandemic a little bit faster?
So what's next then? Are we all going to lock ourselves in our homes whenever there's a flu outbreak or there's an outbreak of a common cold? Are we going to lock ourselves inside our homes and wear a moon suit? I mean, where does it end?
It ends with you getting the vaccine so that this virus doesn't keep replicating and creating variants that we need to find ways to combat. The whole reason this is happening is because people won't protect themselves, Tony. I mean, what are you thinking?
Then why did you leave your house when you had COVID? I mean, you had it, and you left your house. I mean, it's been documented.
First
right?
of all,
so
it has been documented.
That?
My ass, it's been documented.
I
quarantined. I went out. My wife got accosted by somebody.
I don't know, man.
And I know you don't know, so I'm trying to help you. The science is clear, Tony.
You're trying to help me.
I don't want you to get sick the way I was sick.
The science is clear. Oh, you care about me all of a sudden, huh?
Enough to have you on the show because I don't like people making bad decisions for themselves and their family. I was hoping it was a little bit of a stunt.
Oh.
You have the freedom not to take the vaccine. I just don't know why you think it's a good move.
Maybe we should ask your brother about protecting people, right?
Hey, look, that's his job, and if he doesn't do it well, people won't vote for him.
That's a whole new can of worms.
But look, Tony, look, I don't know if you know me too well. I don't shy away from much.
My stand is not a political stand. Yeah, good. I appreciate that too because I know you talk a lot. So my stance here is a pro-freedom stand only. It's not political. You're never gonna. If you come down here, you're not going to see a Trump flag flying over the roof. Okay, you're not going to see campaign signs. You're not going to see campaign slogans or political slogans ever. Okay, you're only going to see pro-freedom messages, and that's it. And you're not going to drag me down the hole talking about the science. This is not about whether I'm pro-vaccine or not. I'm pro-freedom, anti-tyranny. Okay. And, maybe the conversation should really be between me and your brother. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe so. You're pro-freedom, but people can't wear masks. Tony, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I gave you a chance to make the case. I wish you well. I hope your family stays safe.
I made my case. You didn't have much to say.
I mean, honestly, you sound like an idiot, so there's not much to say. But, Tony, good luck with it. See you.
And so do you.
Yeah. Only for having you on the show. That was my only mistake.
A restaurant owner in Huntington Beach, California, is actually banning patrons who have been vaccinated. Yup. The sign says proof of being unvaccinated required. And just look at the lines to get in. Our Lisa Guerrero spoke to owner Tony Roman, who Wednesday was called an idiot by Chris Cuomo live on CNN.
Honestly, you sound like an idiot, so there's not much to say.
Aren't you putting your customers at risk by saying that in my restaurant you don't wear masks and you cannot be vaccinated?
We have had tens of thousands of healthy, happy customers. We haven't had any contact tracing back to us, and it's been a great experience.
His restaurant is being picketed by ICU nurse Jessie Cutter.
That is a recipe for death.
Tony Roman wasn't happy to see him.
Bolt out. Bolt step